Yeah, because I got a feeling it's gonna be a whole lot of profanity this show. Yep, yep, and probably a whole lot of disagreement. What's going on? What's going on? How everybody doing this evening? If you're back in the States, good morning. If you're on my side of the globe. Oh man, this whole topic has been, oh man, I will say this, man. It's made me very grateful to be where I'm at, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't bothering me because there's just so much wrong with this that's being overlooked simply because in the United States we live in such a gynocentric, matriarchal society, and it's really sad to see that. And the real screwed up part about it, man, is this to June. June is Men's Mental Health Month, man. And you can tell by the way how these women are responding to this situation, they have no sense of awareness about it, man. It's really heartbreaking, really, to be honest with you, man. It just man, they just showing their hand, bro. They really showing their hand, and it's just really, really sad to see, man. So yeah, YouTube, I already know y'all. Even though I got this up, but due to the language, they're still gonna put me in the yellow anyway, because I know how they are. Oh man. Hopefully this will help move the reviews a little faster, but yeah. That's pretty much where I'm at. I am going to be playing a lot of clips, you guys. A lot of clips, a lot of TikTok clips. Let me go ahead and give him his flowers right now. Shout out to Moses the Prophet. Oh yeah, excuse me, you guys. Let me go ahead and cam up. My apologies, man. What's going on, y'all? Go ahead and give him his flowers now. Uh, yeah. Let me see what we got in the building. Global Passport Crew, appreciate that. Got all the links down. The Travel Vlog channel. Please donate to the Cash App and support the show. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Got the merch line and the latest mixtape all in a row. Appreciate that, sir. Jamal Fowler in the building, man. One of my members. Appreciate you. Gilbert Digital Marketing in here. What's going on, brother? D Codis Jenkins. What's going on, bro? DMV Lex. What's up? What's going on? Poleman 313. I am Alex What? Jermaine. What's going on? Tiger Jackson, man. Yeah, you ain't missed nothing, man. You right on time, brother. All right, man. See, so far, I think the most I've seen in here is 20 so far. Please hit that like button on the way in. All right. So, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let me get to these. Bruh, I got so many clips to play for you guys. I mean, just seeing the reaction is, man, crazy, bro. Let me see, bro. Let me make sure, because I was just coming across these. I'm like, Moses. So Moses seemed like Moses the prophet was getting a lot of pushback, and I imagine it's because probably because he had a similar stance on it, like I did, because I was getting a lot of I was getting a lot of pushback as well. But I guess that should have been expected. Guess that should have been expected. All right. Let's not waste any time, you guys. Tiger 9511, man. What's going on, brother? I see you. All right, man. So I am going to be playing a ton of clips. So just bear with me.
She said what I said before. Those ninjas standing around watching this go down were cowards. They some unharmed alive cowards. Do y'all really think this shit gonna work? I think people underestimate immensely just how impervious men are to shaming tactics. Nobody gives a fuck about being labeled a coward by some strangers. Those ninjas have no obligation to protect this woman at all. And black women are realizing that now. And since they fought so hard for decades to have our sons taken away from us, use our sons to protect you. Now, is that the most desirable outcome? No, but we can't stop it. First of all, I'm not sure how many black men you saw in the video, but from the video I saw, I didn't see many people at all. I saw an elderly black man that was present who was likely weaker than the woman that was getting hit. Evidently, there must have been a cameraman or a woman. And from what I hear, there was another woman that was egging him on to hit her. What I've been told is that was his girl. So is that woman also a coward too because she didn't engage in trying to protect that black woman? I mean, since black women defend so well. Reports say she texted her son amidst the altercation and told him to get her gun and come inside and shoot this man. That's premeditated to me. Not go inside, grab my gun, and bring it to me. Not, hey, why don't you go ahead and call the police? But go inside, grab my gun, come back in here, and shoot him. And black men are cowards for not defending black women who put our black sons in danger? And yeah, I said our black sons because we claim those. Our children ain't never done nothing to us. It's our women who have taken our children away from us. And like I've stated before, we do not leave children. We leave rude, insatiable, intolerable, and insufferable women. And now they're simply seeing what their disagreeable nature gets them. And that is abandonment. Now, if that's a seed of contention for them, we don't give a shit. Be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, loving, caring, nurturing, and kind, and maybe we'll think about rectifying that. Or don't and just turn our children into defenders. And then when they become old enough to ask the question as to why they had to be that as opposed to a man that mommy should have been with, then they can answer that. We told you this would happen. And shaming tactics like calling black men cowards will no sooner get black men back to their post of defending black women. Not a coward because I didn't defend somebody I don't know. Question: was she buying me something? Was she fucking me? Are we in a relationship? Are we related? Are we friends? No? Then she a stranger. And if I'm a coward for not protecting strangers, then cowards unite. Because the last thing I'm gonna do is break my responsibility to come home to the women that I love and I have obligated myself to. Son, husbands. The reason we call them that is because at one point they're sons, and then conveniently, when black women need them to defend, now all of a sudden they play the role of a husband. And that's all you saw, so congratulate black women for requiring of their sons to become men before their time. But you sure as fuck ain't gonna make us feel bad about that. Her body, her choice, right? And apparently, his body, her choice as well. Can't say the fathers ain't there and then blame us for shit that goes down. You asked me how I feel about what that woman said. I'll answer it. I think she's stupid as hell for trying to tell black men that they're cowards simply because a black woman didn't get protected by a black male that doesn't even know her. I think black women are mad that black men didn't come to a black woman's defense, and I think they're slowly realizing the decision to do so lies with us, bars.
Well, let's see. I've only played one clip so far, and it didn't take long for a female to come in here and well, just look at the chat, you guys. You'll see it. So, Shannon, I presume you're a female, right? Gotta be. Because I'm letting you know right now, when it comes to this subject, I can. This man literally just said in this clip, the shaming tactics are not. Oh, okay. Well, damn, that makes it even worse. Then, so why do you think this man is gay? Where did you get that impression from? I'm weak. He hit you with that. I'm mad. The way he act. Well, I can tell you this: he's not gay. I'm pretty sure a man wouldn't go out of his way to say everything that he said in that clip that involves women if he was gay. Do you hear gay men complaining about their sons being taken away from them? Do you hear gay guys complaining about women in a form that he did? Moses the prophet is the TikToker that is getting pushback for basically on his stance on that. I swear, man, what you guys think qualifies gay nowadays, bro? It really. Um, and it's funny because men get shamed by women by being called gay because you hold women accountable, and here y'all are basically doing the same thing. Can't make this shit up, especially when one of them is coming from my damn moderators. It's ridiculous, man.
There's also the possibility of those men actually seeing how the incident started and chose to not intervene because of that. Just saying. And said it well, you did. Could she have started this entire altercation? We don't know. That woman could have sat right there in that line before this altercation even started being recorded and said, "Shut up before I go to your house because I know where you live and I'll take the life of your mama." What? Because if that's the case, then really what you're saying is that you're happy that a black male protected his mama, but you're not happy that a black male protected his mama. Senior citizen or not, if I feel like a woman invited danger to her, she gets 0% of this protection. You want to run your mouth and act like you a man? No protection. You want to wear revealing clothes? No protection. You want to test my affection by getting me into an altercation? No protection. We can see all that shit coming, and don't think for 1 second that we can, and that's exactly why it's our decision to protect you. From what I heard, his girlfriend was egging him on to hit the woman. So the black males in attendance possibly thought, well, we should be listening to black female voices because we have wives and we have daughters and we have sisters and we have girlfriends. Only problem with that is the black women in attendance had two different ideologies relative to protection. So while one was saying, yeah, maybe you should assault a black woman, came out of a black woman's mouth. Can't be mad that we listen to y'all. Or quite possibly the voice of a woman that looks like she does not want to evade altercation. Y'all can take care of yourselves, and you proved it. And the method that you would like to use is our children. Why don't you just get a German Shepherd? They're cheaper, and then you can give us back our sons and daughters. But everybody acting like one of two things. Either she was a saint in this altercation and or she just didn't have any responsibility to control her words. If she was a saint, then fine. That man was completely in the wrong, and he didn't deserve to lose his life still. I was dunking at 14. Don't think I couldn't have wrestled with a man. And if she didn't have an obligation to control her mouth, then you can run your mouth and bump your lips, say anything that you want. Call that man a bitch. Equal rights, equal lefts. When you throw your fist, but just know, I ain't protecting shit.
Goofy, bro. No, I ain't done, bro. I got more, bro. I ain't done. I got more because they came after his neck hard. Yeah, I understand that. I am Alex Wet, but I'm like you all. I'm already kind of on your neck about some other shit that I ain't addressed at you yet. And the only reason why only reason why I haven't addressed you about it is because it's about somebody that I no longer affiliate with. But we'll have that talk behind closed doors. We'll have that talk on the background. Let me make sure, because I done lost my spot. Nope. But I gotta do a reaction to that as well. Yeah. All right. So no, it's cool, bro. I'm like, I just don't want us over here using the same shame tactics that women do, because otherwise we just look like hypocrites. That's all that is, bro. All right, now check now. Now I know Global Passport Proof can probably contest to this, man, because this made a whole lot of sense right here.
If your son wasn't supposed to have access to the gun, but he had access to the gun and y'all went to training together and y'all continuously get training, could you see this being a tactic? Him come into the other door while mama's engaged in that. Hey, mama, let's go. Hey, not today, sir. Not today. Back up. Back up. Mama, let's go. Let me ask you this question. How many black mothers would submit to the authority of their sons to save their life?
If I was trained, and as you told me, I probably would have submitted. But as now I'm not that trained, I wouldn't. I'd be like, who? I'm the mama.
Okay, can we? How many? How is that likely? You see what I'm saying? So here we go. No disrespect, but let's talk objective facts where it is. Since in our community, black women are seen to be the heads of most of the households. Can you submit to the authority of your trained son who's telling you, or even untrained, but I'll say trained because I got a lot of little kids that follow me on social media. So if a lot of little kids follow me on social media and they see me teaching this as an option, hey, sir, not today. Mama, let's go. Gee, run. How many black mamas would have sat there? Boy, if you don't put that goddamn gun down there, what the fuck? I didn't cheat. Now you getting in the way of your son trying to help you.
That is so damn true. You ain't lying. You not lying though.
You see what I'm saying? Here we go. Her son came to that door to help her, and she told him, go get in the car. So I know, without him even showing the gun, if she wouldn't let him even stand in the door, if he would have did this, mama, let's go. She'd have been trying to talk to him and discipline him instead of submitting to the will of her son to save her ass. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not done. I'm not done. I told y'all I got a lot, bro. I came across so many clips about this, man. This is crazy, bro. The amount of pushback that men are getting. And the messed up part about it is that it's not that. Here's the thing, man. This is what really pisses me off about women when it comes to this. When it comes to this, they think just because we're trying to, they think just because our concern is towards the son, they think that we hate women, or they think that we're trying to defend, the guy that got unalived. No, it's not about that. It's about the fact that there was an alternative where everybody could have went home alive. That's what nobody is paying attention to. That's what's being overlooked, and that's what's pissing me off. And to make matters worse, a 14-year-old should not be put in that position whatsoever. Period. And now that 14-year-old is gonna have to have his head on a swivel for pretty much the rest of his life. Because it ain't like this happened in the middle of North Dakota somewhere. This happened in Chicago. They call it Chirac for a fucking reason. But don't nobody want to pay attention to that.
Yeah, let a black woman handle this, and they about to talk all types of shit about the criminality of her son. Watch. Hope he ain't got not one detention in high school. Trying to sue the police for city or state? Oh yeah, we about to make him look real bad. Come after us, we gonna tarnish that image just a little bit. And that's long before any judge picks up this case that she's pressing for to go to trial. Arguments? Well, if they got the text message that said, go get my gun and come back and shoot him, then you mean to tell me that you was traumatized by getting arrested for whatever the charge was that we dropped, as opposed to a gun going off and somebody dying? They'll fuck around, find something else to charge his little ass with. If it ain't no text messages, then at the very least, she don't have enough resources to go to battle on this shit, no way. They'll bleed whatever poor-ass attorney they got of all their resources. Y'all better listen to Boosie. Don't think law enforcement don't hold grudges. In my opinion, sit your ass down. Your son managed to defend you, you're still alive, and he didn't go to jail. And retaliation won't come back on you, it'll come back on him. So if you're thinking about your son at all, maybe you want to stop talking.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we're going to get to that in a minute because Crimson Cure reacted to it. So I was able to get the clip of the statement that the mother made. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. Hold on. I think this might be, this ain't the right one. I think that's the wrong, yeah. Let me keep it moving. Like I said, I got a lot to play. Oh, yeah. That's why I ain't waste too much time at the beginning. I got a whole lot of clips to play. Yeah, here we go. You know what I mean? There's some more of this pushback.
Confused. You think it's all right for grown men to punch women in the face. I see why you're confused. That tends to happen when you respond to shit that somebody didn't say. You made up this argument based upon the misinterpretation of what I said. That's called a straw man. I could attempt to help you, but I'm not so sure you're smart enough to be here.
Man, listen. You want to know what really pisses me off about this? Everybody's saying that he could have walked away, and the funny part is about it is that nobody disagrees with that. But you haven't heard any women say, well, she could have walked away too. She didn't have to keep running her mouth. She could have just got her food and walked away. Why is it that, what is it with women feeling so entitled just to talk disrespectfully to men in any kind of shape or form, simply because they know the outcome isn't going to turn out well for the man if the man decides to respond in the way that he did? Because let's be honest with you, man. Women abuse this power all the time. That's why women talk to men the way they do. That's why I put that video up not too long ago when Austin Holloman was interviewing that young man about how American black women are coming to Africa thinking that they're going to find these certain type of men, only to realize that they can't get away with talking to those men in Africa the way they taught the men, Black American men. It's like y'all don't, I'm like, because y'all don't got the same protection in Africa like y'all do in America. That's why, and y'all know it. That's why y'all talk them in the way y'all do in America. There's a reason why incidents like this don't happen in other countries, but they happen in America all the damn time because women know they can get away with it. Like, let's keep it a buck. Y'all want to sit over here? Well, he should have known better. Well, damn, she should have known better. That's a damn man.
You can't be pro-black or pro-women if you stand and let anyone be abused. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. First of all, being pro-black does not mean you support everything black. Being pro-black means you support all of those things that would be beneficial to black people. In the scenario she was in, it was not beneficial for her to be beat up on. But sequence matters. So the first thing that was not good was for her to mouth off to a man that said he would literally knock her the fuck out. And I'm not pro-women. I'm pro-women that know their place. I'm pro-women that are submissive. I'm pro-women that make rational decisions, none of which is she guilty of. So even women and children have to intervene in a situation where a woman is being abused to show that they're pro-black?
My love got a, you know what I mean? Got a little Colombiana reaching out to a brother. Oh, okay. Y'all already seen that. Y'all saw that video earlier. I'm gonna have to delete that. All right. Some of the videos starting to be taken down. Y'all know what that means. I just try to play one and it ain't up anymore. Y'all know what that means. Yep. Somebody got in their feelings. Like he hurt somebody's feelings and they took that down.
In my head, that boy did what any person that loved their mom would have did, and that's protect her. He's 14. Do you think he was going to fight? At 14, I would have. Guess we ain't all the same. I damn sure wouldn't have left my mama around an unhinged black man alone while I went and got the weapon. But at the end of the day, that still didn't address the fact that the mother could have just left, and then we wouldn't have had this issue to begin with. I can't wait until somebody brings up the fight or flight response in defense of the mother.
Man, bro, didn't I just mention that? Did I not just mention that, bro? Don't nobody want to talk about that, though. Don't nobody want to talk. He could have just walked away. Well, you can apply that same argument to her. It's like, I don't understand why women think it's okay just to keep mouthing off. Like men are supposed to be okay with that. And again, for anybody who want to sit, I'm like, ain't nobody trying to justify putting hands on women. But at the same time, if this man is literally over here saying he's going to do that, that would have been a good, it's like this. As a man, if you get into a verbal altercation with Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson is threatening to punch you, and we all know how hard Mike Tyson hit, I'm walking away. Like, Jesus Christ, man. It's just, there are just some people out here that you don't deal with like that, man. It's like, damn, bro. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Like, women hang on to these. Look, Jermaine was like, I'm walking away. Yeah, bro. It's like, damn, bro. It's like, yeah, I was waiting for Frank to pop up, man, because he from Chicago, bro. So he know all about this. So check this out, man. This ain't Moses the prophet, but this somebody from Chicago.
This is where greed starts to fuck you up. Greed. Now, you got free. You got $70,000. You got so many supporters, and you got everything. Despite what you did, you was an attacked woman. That's like you made this assumption like you was attacked for no reason. They dropped every charge off of you. I think that they should have dropped every charge off your son, but there are things that you did wrong, like pointing your son to shoot other people, leaving the scene of a crime, texting your son, and all of this was dropped. And they do have evidence of this, but they dropped it. So now you're going back to sue the state, and these questions will be asked because the state is not about to pay anything, and I believe that you're going to get yourself recharged for the BS, trying to be greedy. So now right here is a camera. That camera shows JB while y'all, oh, she came to get polishes for her kids. Well, JB went to get polishes too, and so did everybody there. Went to get polishes. We want to know, how did this altercation start? Well, I'm from Roseland, and I'm riding down Halsted right fucking now. This altercation was told to me that it started because somebody had a pickup line for somebody trying to talk to someone. Whether it was him or her, I don't know. It got into an altercation, and she started calling the man broke, antagonizing him. Then he said he got it, the money or whatever the case may be, and then she said something about robbery. And then he started getting aggressive, telling her, what? And she said, my son is in the car, not go to the car. My son is in the car. He took that as a threat, and he told her to get out the store, and he started swinging. Now, I'm not with what he did. He paid for what he did. But when you try to let me tell you something, you playing with that man's grandma. That man's grandma about to come show and make sure her baby get a fair trial. That man grandma about to make sure everybody get in trouble that's supposed to be in trouble. Because ain't no way. The boy shot him in the back. This is all on tape right here. This is all on camera right there. That's right there when you walk in. It's watching JB when he walked in, and we should see her when she walked in. We're not seeing that part. We're not seeing that part for a reason. And this is the part that's going to fuck her. This is the part that's going to fuck them. Watch. This is the part.
Yep. And we're going to get to that in a second. We're going to get to that because I got a lot to play for you guys, man. So much, bro. This is what I'm talking about, bro. See? Because essentially, bro, what this woman is trying to do is Crimson Cure described it as she described it as a victory lap. That's what Crimson Cure described it as. Said like you trying to rub. It's almost like you trying to rub it in people's face that you got away with it. That's how it's coming off. And it's kind of hard to disagree with that, because it's like you should be grateful that not only are you okay, but the charges.
You ain't lying. In Chicago, a couple degrees of separation is enough. He ain't got to be the one in the gang. He could know somebody or be related to somebody that's in the gang, and they might take it upon themselves to do what they feel is necessary in retaliation. We'll see. They need to get out of Chicago.
I agree. They really do. I don't know what, man. Listen, bro. Oh yeah, bro. Hey, I got my cousin live in Chicago, bro. It's bad, bro. I told y'all, bro. They call it Chirac for a reason, bro. Like, man, I'm like, bro. Chicago been like the #1 murder capital for how long, bro? I don't know, man. Listen, I'm telling y'all, bro. And I've reacted to this brother before right here. This is somebody else. I cannot remember what I reacted to. But I remember reacting to him before, bro. And he's from Chicago as well, man. So it's like,
how I know. I lived in that city for a long time. Most of my family from the city of Chicago. I've been in rooms in that city where there are arguments, real arguments happening about whether it's okay to pull up on a block and spray the block up, even if there's kids outside. And this group of people saying, fuck the kids. And the other side is saying you bogus. But the people saying, fuck the kids, do not care. All y'all in the comments saying you think they don't got family that want to smoke. I'm not saying that. I'm sure they do in Chicago. But guess what? Her face, her son's face, and their vehicle is plastered on every social media outlet in the country. They could be standing next to Jeremy Brown's cousin at the grocery store and wouldn't know a fucking thing. But the cousin would know them. And all it takes is one call. I know people in that city that did something to somebody at 8:45 p.m. right now, my time. And by 2 in the morning, they dead for what they did at 8:45 p.m. I'm not wrong saying they need to get up out the city. I'm telling you. Somebody want them going, whether it's Jeremy mama, brothers, cousins, nieces, nephews, his baby mama. He got kids. His baby mama could want them gone for taking away the father of their children. And guess what? Somebody in her family will do it. They got to get the fuck up out of the city. I ain't manifesting no negativity towards them. I'm not going to tell nobody how to protect their mama, their family, their sister, or their wife. But I know they got to get the fuck up out of there.
Facts. Facts, man. Shout out to Jay Fleming, man. I see you in the building, brother. Yeah, man. You know what? Because it's already like creeping up on an hour. And I still, man, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because Moses the prophet, I mean, because I ain't going to go through all the clips Moses the prophet was getting pushed back on, but because I want to show you, because this is from Angry Man. Because this, man, this is crazy, bro.
So let me make sure I get this right. You and your 14-year-old son go to a spot at 11 o'clock at night to get some food. You get in an argument with some dude that ends up assaulting you. Your son comes to your rescue. Bing, bing, bing. Dude is out of there. The police end up charging you only for them to end up dropping the charges later. And your bright idea is to sue the city 2 days after they let you out. I would advise you to just walk away, but we know you ain't gonna do that. So let me make sure I get.
Because she's stupid. Jacoby McCovery. Well, because YouTube is so funny and I already know it's a lot of profanity, I'm not going to post that simply because of kind of wording you use. But yeah, that man they unalive was a gang member. Right. So what I'm like, so what does that tell you? Her son is going to have her head on a swivel. Oh yeah, Desert Coyote. It's definitely going to be a hot summer in Chicago. That's for damn sure. I need to reach out to my cousin who stayed there, man, because he's staying Southside Chicago, and Southside Chicago ain't nice, man. Bruh. But yeah, man. Yeah, make sure you use like the word deleter on a live, Jacoby, man, because you know YouTube funny, and I mean I put the advisory thing up, you know, because I already knew it was gonna be a lot of profanity. YouTube still gonna put this in the yellow. I already know they is. Oh no, are you serious? And everybody know what this kid looks like now. Yeah, Jermaine, I know, Jermaine. But Jacoby, that's what I'm. And this is what makes me so fucking angry with these damn women, man, that are so quick to sit over here. He was just protecting his mom. I'm like, well, now look what the fuck he got to deal with. And his mom can't save him from this shit. And this all could have been avoided if she just walked away. Just like y'all say he should have just walked away. Exactly. And meditation riding waves. I'm about to play that. I'm about to play that shit too. Stupid ass. Ooh, this shit pisses me off, man. And women think we're over here defending this man. No, it's not about defending him. We're actually defending this. We're actually defending the son. Because she could have avoided this situation. She could have avoided putting her son in this situation. Just as much as y'all say he could have walked away, she could have did the same damn thing. Oh God, Global Passport Crew, please don't tell me that. Oh. Agitates me, man. It's like, I'm like, y'all women want plausible deniability so much, bruh. Like, let men ask for that same grace. I'm like, it will be asking for too fucking much. And now I'm like, now that I'm looking at it, she looked like the type of chick that'll run her mouth crazy, man. I'm like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. This man, this shit pisses me off, bro. And Jermaine, I hate to say it, man, but you got a valid point to some degree, man, because you don't hear this happening in other races. You don't hear other races of women putting their sons in this situation. But of course, you already know what black women's argument is gonna be. Well, because these men ain't being fathers to their sons. Well, we've debunked that several times on my channel. Because black fathers are more involved in their kids' lives than any other race of men. So what the hell does that tell you? So based on that percentage and shit like this happening, it sounds like women don't want men to run households. Matter of fact, Manosphere Highlights just did a video recently about a series on Netflix that confirms that this matriarchal society is trying to be pushed upon us, bro. One of the lines in the show was literally, "This is our chance to have a matriarchal society." I bullshit you not, bro. Insane, bro. This is being pushed in the United States, bro. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear this shit where y'all just want to blame everything on the man, bro. Especially black men. That's bullshit. Got all the stats in the world that disprove all this rhetoric, all the whole narrative, and y'all still want to. Meditation riding waves. Don't even get me started on. You know what? Dr. Umar Johnson is probably going to be the reason why I end up doing another live Sunday. And I usually don't do 3 live shows in a row. I usually do Friday and Saturday. But Dr. Umar alone makes me want to do a third show because I'm about ready to tee off on his ass too. Got all the intellect in the world, but you're ignoring the stats. Okay. All right. The stats don't support anything he says either. Now I would full screen this, but I want y'all to pay attention to Crimson Cure's chat too. Shout out to Crimson Cure, man. I rock with her heavy, bro. And the woman that I watched Spanish lessons is one of her moderators, Luke Hazley, who is also a subscriber of mine as well. Shout out to Luke Hazley. Good Lord. I mean, Luke Hazley is a prime example of why I love Latin women. She's like in her mid-50s and she still looks good too. Jesus Christ. Off topic, but let's keep it moving.
A little bit. Because I don't even want to hear the representative talk. I want to hear her talk. I want y'all to hear her talk.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carlisha, Carlishia. Last name is Hood, Hood. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support for me and my family. On June 18th of this year, my life changed. My son's life changed. I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought, never. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. I am thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the case.
And if you're so thankful, why the hell are you over here trying to file a complaint and sue him then? Ooh, fucking stupid.
I am also thankful to have my son with me and by my side, and also his charges being dismissed. I thank my family for supporting me and the people all over the world. The people did not play. And I just thank God, everything.
Now, before I keep going here, I want y'all to notice something.
God, everything.
Oh, my bad.
Now,
I want you. Because I want y'all to see this, because look what Luke Clazy said right here. She said, after you poked the bear. Exactly. Luke Hazley 20, man. I know you probably don't watch me as often as you used to, but because I've noticed that my female audience is growing. Like my female audience is actually up to 10%. And I know a while back it was only like maybe 4 or 5%. So my female audience has literally doubled in the last few months. So that tells me something. I'm so glad that she said that. After you poked the bear. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Women want to be able to poke the bear with no consequence, simply because they're the weaker sex. And this is what I mean when I say women throw logic all out of the window. Why poke the bear if you know you're the weaker sex? Why? Let's keep it moving. I want to see what Crimson Cure had to say.
Keep going here. I want y'all to notice something. She was talking about the stuff that happened to her, not us, not me and my son, because that incident happened to him too. It happened to him too. I don't understand why this little boy is not human. You know, when police officers pull their weapon and take a life, you know they got to go and get psychologically evaluated again, right? You know that they got to talk to a therapist after that, because especially if it's the very first time that officer has ever done that, you never know how that affects somebody. Sometimes officers be done. They be like, you know what? I can't even do this job no more, because even though I may have been in the right for that situation and in a dangerous situation, and you know what I'm saying, in the moment, I had to make a split decision, and this decision ended up with me drawing on somebody and shooting them and taking their life. I may have been right in that moment, but when the adrenaline is gone, when the moment is over, when stuff is calmed down, and now you have to think about what actually transpired now, sometimes people can't do that anymore. They be like, nah, you know what? I'm out. I'm gonna find something else to do. Sometimes it's soldiers. They go into the military knowing, especially in wartime, knowing I could go to the front line. I'm probably gonna have to, I know I'm gonna have to shoot, right? And when a soldier comes home, even though they signed up for it, when they come home, if they know they took life, they be having to talk to somebody. Like I took a life, like I probably took several. I was shooting in a whole crowd of enemy combatants, and I know I took somebody out. And I just got to process that. I just got to process that one. And then they reintegrate into society, knowing that they know exactly how to take a life and they know how it feels. And this is why a lot of times men who are trained like that are very calm and they assess situations because they know for a fact they know how to take a life because they've done it before. And from all the accounts that I've ever heard,
I want to stop this real quick because I want y'all to pay attention to the chat, to her chat. This is very important, man. It's two things I see in the chat. One of her super chats. This man right here says she didn't protect her son. Her inability to show emotional intelligence put her son in a lose-lose situation. Imagine that. Emotional intelligence. Did I not mention emotional intelligence when I originally reacted to this situation? Did I not? It's always, they always talk about men having lack of emotional intelligence. But then when a woman puts her son in this situation, oh y'all don't forgot about that term. All of a sudden, emotional intelligence only applies to the man now. Because see, when men, what we mean by emotional intelligence is how that man reacted in the first place. Because he showed that he lacked that as well. So I don't want anybody to sit over here and think, oh, we're just trying to take all accountability off of him. But that's the difference between what men mean versus what women mean when they say emotional. Because see, when women say emotional intelligence, basically what these kind of women are trying to tell you is we want you to be more vulnerable with us. When we say emotional intelligence, this is what men refer to. Knowing to control your emotions so that way you don't make stupid decisions like what you see here. That's what men understand as emotional intelligence. That's why I hate it when women use this term, because when the way they use it is completely different from what men use it. And then Luke Cagley said, I know someone who had to delete a burglar, and 5 years after he deleted himself because he could not live with that burglar. Think about that, man. You had to take a man's life that was trying to get into your house and still couldn't deal with it. 5 years later, you ended up taking your own life. And keep in mind, you guys, it's men's mental health awareness month. Does she strike you at all as the type of woman that gives a damn about her son's mental health? Yeah, I'm with you, Meditation Radway. She need to get her son out of Chicago now. Let's keep it moving.
Because they know for a fact they know how to take a life because they've done it before. And from all the accounts that I've ever heard, they all say the same thing. It get easier to do it. Every time you pull that trigger to blow somebody's head off, it get easier. It get a little bit easier. Now I know I can go there. I know I can go there. If the situation hit right, I will do it. And so they be calm. They'll diffuse a situation before they get angry about it, because they know once that switch get hit, there ain't no coming back from that. They're going to deal with somebody. So she's sitting up here acting as if that incident did not affect her son and that it didn't happen to him too.
It was revealed. And just everybody who has been praying and rooting for us, I just thank God for them. That did not go unnoticed. You are all not forgotten. And we are praying for all the families affected by this horrible tragedy. I am now in the process of healing and putting my family's life back together. During this trying time, we ask if, we could please have space to rest and recover from this life-altering situation. And that you all continue to keep us in your prayers. In the near future, I will be able to respond to outpouring of support. Again, I just need a little time to heal and to just get my life back with my baby. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Take your time, baby.
That's it. Yeah, I know.
This is probably gonna sound rude, but it needs to be said. This woman is crying as if like her son is the one that got unalived. Yeah, okay. Somebody in the chat said crocodile tears. Okay, and I'm like, now I don't. All right. So I'm like, I guess all right. I don't feel so bad now. You would have thought it was her son that got unalived the way she crying. But all right. Look, even people in Crimson Cure's chat saying fake crocodile tears.
Oh, Jesus.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Attorney Brandon Brown. That's Brandon, last name Brown, Brown. This morning, we filed a 4-count complaint on behalf of Carlisha Hood. This complaint is being filed against the city of Chicago and the defendant officers who were responsible for her arrest. The complaint contains counts of malicious prosecution, false arrest, and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Y'all hear that? Global Passport crew, did you hear all those counts, bro? Can't make this shit up, bro. Yeah, good looking out for that. I am Alex. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I kind of got caught slipping a little bit. Did y'all hear that, bro? Did you hear that? 4 counts of complaint. And keep in mind, bro, it only took them 2 days after they arrested her to drop the charges. And here she is. I don't know how soon afterwards this was, maybe week and a half later. You're doing this. Oh, I am Alex Wood. I'm like, I'll run it back for you because I don't know, maybe you wasn't paying attention to everything he said.
On behalf of Carlisha Hood, this complaint is being filed against the city of Chicago and the defendant officers who were responsible for her arrest. The complaint contains counts of malicious prosecution, false arrest, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. We do not take what happened to Ms. Hood lightly, and we intend to pursue this lawsuit, and there will be additional lawsuits forthcoming. I want to add that Ms. Hood and myself, we recognize that there has been a life loss, and so we are praying for the family of this man who lost his life.
Look, you guys, I'm in Vietnam. I'm not in the States, so I can't really like, ooh, bro. Last thing I want somebody coming to my room saying, "Hey, you need to turn it down." But my God, I want to go off so bad right now because that was probably the most disingenuous thing I've heard since playing this clip. Y'all been celebrating this shit. Women around the world been celebrating this. Frank Tate, I'm like, I think Crimson Cure addressed that to some degree. Man, I'm sorry, you guys. I had to take a woosah moment on that, man, because it's like I don't believe that shit for 1 second. Because based on what was seen on camera and what everybody reported, you ordered your son to do that, and then turned around and wanted him to do the same thing to somebody else simply because they were laughing at you having that verbal altercation. And now you want to sit over here and I'm telling you right now, man, the state ain't gonna go for this, man. This is gonna bite this. She better hope and pray this don't come around and bite her in the ass, bro. I'm telling you right now.
I don't want that to be forgotten. We appreciate that lives were affected by this incident, and so we don't want to dilute or diminish that. However, Ms. Hood and her son, we believe were wronged, and we intend to pursue that. Ms. Hood is not going to be answering any direct questions. Myself and Attorney Williams will be answering a limited number of questions. However, once Ms. Hood has time, and keep in mind that Ms. Hood was just released yesterday afternoon, and so she needs time. But once she...
Hold on. So y'all, you mean to tell me y'all did this press conference literally a day later? She needs time to heal, but she already decided that she's gonna... Am I the only one that's seeing this as bullshit? I can't be, bro. Global Passport Crew, I got you in a second. I want to play the rest of this real quick. This is nuts.
Is able to process and reconnect with her family, she will present herself again, and we will make her available, but not right now. We're asking that you give her space. We understand that there have been a number of people going to her home, attempting to contact her at her home.
Y'all better hope don't nobody come to her home attempting to do the worst.
We also recognize that there have been things going on in the World Wide Web that may not necessarily be genuine or without malice. Yes. And so we would ask each and every one of you out there to keep this family in your prayers, protect this family. protect this family, and I have good reason to believe that they need protection.
You right about that. You right about that.
With that, we would open it up to any questions.
Right about that. They damn sure gonna need protection.
Now,
especially her son.
Stop sharing.
All right, my guys, I'll talk to you guys.
He talking about, I think they need protection. You think? Think this is a good idea? For y'all to be parading around like the state wronged you? If the shoe was on the other foot and her son got shot instead, do you think that she would want the person that shot him arrested or not?
Exactly. Valid point. Very valid point. The least you're going to want is to see that man get arrested, question something. Y'all literally spent 2 days. Bro, there's people who spend more time in jail for lesser crimes. Y'all spent 2 days in there and you over here. Can't make this up, man. And then want to turn around and sit over here and, bruh. It's crazy, man. Crazy. I dropped the link in the chat, Global Passport Crew. I'm gonna keep playing her. I'm gonna play the rest of this because I want y'all to hear what she said.
I don't care if her son was in there molly-whopping somebody. If he gets shot doing it, do you think that she want the police to investigate his murder or no? Don't you think she would want somebody to arrest whoever shot her son? She would want somebody to be arrested. She would want somebody to be held accountable for deleting her son, whether she thought he was in the right or the wrong. She would want somebody held accountable for deleting her son. Okay. That man's family, regardless of the fact that he was in the wrong, would have wanted somebody to be held accountable for his death, at least arrested, at least asked questions, at least something. She's trying to sue the city, the state, the police department, whoever, for doing a job. They supposed to ask you questions. Now, thank you, reality checks. She's doing a victory lap. You know how some people would take that, you rubbing it in my face. You already shot and killed my son, my brother, whoever that man was to somebody. Now you in the media running a victory lap. And he dead, and I gotta go to a funeral. And you.
Let me be clear about something. When I say I drop, I'm really trying not to be an asshole, but when I say I drop the link in the chat for somebody, it's just for that person. Please. Let's go.
At a press conference, I gotta go to a funeral. You got your son. I gotta go to a funeral and bury mine. Now you're doing a victory lap.
All right, hold on. I gotta stop. I'm gonna say this one more time, bro, because I don't want to put nobody on Front Street. This happens again, I'm going to ban you. Don't do that. I specifically said I'm dropping the link in the chat for Global Passport Crew. You try to come in here again, I'm going to ban you.
Y'all know how our people are. Y'all know how it is in the hood. Y'all know that somebody in that hood that's not sitting right.
Okay, you know what? You know what? All right.
Y'all know that that's how
Okay.
folks think.
Okay. Okay. Because apparently you think I'm playing. Apparently you think I'm fucking playing. Now you've been banned. Stupid asses, man.
Like, oh, okay. You think it's sweet. You think it's you'll be at the Maxwell stand wanting another bone-in pork chop sandwich again. We'll catch you. You don't think people think like that? We'll catch you. She in the neighborhood. She live around that same neighborhood that man got shot in. You don't think they gonna try to catch her now? And I'm not wishing it. I'm just saying you gotta be mindful of what she ain't got no self-awareness.
Yeah, either that or she don't care. One of the two. Good Lord. What's going on, John? Oh, good Lord, man. I tell you, bro. All right. Yeah, Global Passport Crew. I know you said you had a few you said you had more news. I'm like, I don't know how it can get much worse, but can't put nothing past anybody nowadays. Global Passport Crew, you there?
Mm-hmm. Hear
Oh,
me?
okay. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, you looking up something? Because you
Let's start with I put a link in the chat, and I find it ironic. This year, they started a new law, in Illinois, and I think everybody's familiar with this law. It's called the Purge Law. Remember that?
I remember something to that effect.
Illinois' law doesn't make murder, or I should say unalive or other crimes, non-detainable offenses, which basically means those serious crimes, you can't detain nobody. Kind of notice how Illinois is being very, very weak on dealing with crime. Very, very weak on serious crimes. So I kind of find it interesting in serious crime like this, they're not taken as serious as it should be. Because if you look at it, basically he started off as defending his mom, but when his mom ordered him to go out and pew him again, it's no longer self-defense. He's now become the aggressor.
Exactly.
That's where the problem comes in. So the arrest was legit because imminent danger was no longer a factor because the imminent danger had left, and she should have known that, being a CCW holder, which anybody don't know, CCW stands for Concealed Carry Weapon.
Carry weapons, yeah.
Yeah, okay? That's an issue. Now, under the statute, which I'm reading for first degree unaliving, a person who unalives an individual without lawful justification commits first degree unaliving if in performing the act which causes the unalive, he or she either intends to unalive or do great bodily harm to that individual or another, or knows that such act will cause unalive to that individual or another, or he or she knows that such act creates a strong probability of unalive or great bodily harm to that individual or another, or he or she acting alone or with one or more participants commits or attempts to commit a forcible felony other than second degree unalive, and in the course of or in the furtherance of such crime or flight therefrom, he or she or another participant causes the unalive of another person. So, just to kind of spell it out, basically, she was charged with this statute. Basically, they came to the conclusion that it didn't fall, her acts, whatever happened in that incident, didn't fall under this. So they let her go. They dropped the charges because it didn't meet the standards of this. But there's second degree unaliving, and I'm just changing the word so Rome don't get hit with a strike or anything. Second degree unaliving, third degree unaliving, manslaughter, those are still up on table. Now,
Exactly.
her coming out with this, here's the legal thing. She's gonna get money from this because you know why? It's cheaper to pay them off than to fight it in court. So that she's gonna get something. She's not gonna get the $4 million, but she's probably gonna get $1 million. So think of it as a little scam. Yeah, we'll file it, but we're gonna get something out of it because it's cheaper. Why go through the whole court process of having attorneys and paying them overtime and all this other stuff to go fight a case? I've seen it before. States ain't gonna waste their time fighting this stuff when they got a whole bunch of other stuff they gotta work with. Pay them some money to shut them up and move on. Because we got other stuff we gotta worry about. So they're gonna cut her a check. That is going to be the reality of that situation. Now I know you are sitting over there, you ready to explode. Because you know, I've seen that happen in my career in law enforcement. That's what happens. That's the reason why he wanted me up here, because he wanted me to explain all this legal stuff.
See, and I was under the impression that the state would actually fight it because they did everything by protocol based on what happened. So if anything, I would have expected them to do the complete opposite. But
it'll be easy. Yeah, it'll be easier just to pay it off. This is what happens, and I hate to get political, but this is what happens when you vote a particular way. Because you notice when that purge law came out, how bad did Chicago get? It got worse. Just like the laws that came out in New York City, the no bail law. How bad did New York City get? It got worse. All under the same political structure. Now, here's where things get worse.
Oh God, they get worse. Oh man.
If they are still investigating for future charges, her weapon is still in evidence. Her license is probably still suspended pending an investigation on whether they want to revoke the the license or they want to give it back to her. Now, if this is the only weapon she has no firearm. So she has nothing to defend her or her son. There is a hit out on her. I know one of the groups has put the hit on her. I'm not going to mention the name or the initials of one of the groups that's going after her son. But this was on Moses' one of Moses' video that probably got deleted.
Yeah, that might have been one of the ones that I tried to play that couldn't play.
Yeah. This is not good.
And that's what everybody was worried about, you know, based on the city that he was in. And then come to find out the guy that he unalived is a gang member, just like everybody expected.
That is factual that he is a gang member?
I heard it from somebody, it was one of the super chats, and I heard it from I think it was in one of the TikTok clips, and you know, other people had speculation about it as well. And I think I even saw it mentioned on Facebook. So it was like 3-4 different occasions where somebody mentioned that he was a gang member, or either he was related to somebody that was. So
see, here's the thing, everybody gets all we are judging things on snippets of videos, but we don't have the complete story. And this is the problem. A snippet of information doesn't tell the whole story. Okay. And a lot of things, and let me tell you, I was on a live and we were discussing this, me and one of the TikTokers, and his live got shut down 3 times. The 3rd time he wasn't even talking about it and they were shutting it down. He was talking about his business, his trucking business, and they shut it down for harassment and bullying. You know how it is, Joan, how they act in TikTok.
Well, yeah, man, she got what, 11, 12 pages on TikTok shut down. Jesus.
It is so bad, you know. And what we were saying, and for everybody, you have to understand, when you take a CCW class, they tell you to avoid the situation as much as possible. That firearm is your last resort. If you can get out of that situation, get out of it. If he's saying just he said it, get your food and go. How many times he probably actually stated that? Beyond, even before we even saw that snippet of video, how many times you think he probably said, get your video and get your food and go? Think about it. And she's still mouthing off. We're not per se blaming anybody. We're just saying, yo, if you have an opportunity to leave, leave. If he's giving you the out, take the out. Because that's a factor in your training. If you can get out of a situation, get out of it. There's actually insurance you can buy for CCW owners, just in case if you get into those situations where you have to use your firearm, they'll cover you. But if they will investigate it, and they find out that there was an opportunity for you to not use it, then you're not covered and they won't cover you. So you'll be stuck on your own if you get civilly sued.
Well, not only that, she wasn't even the one that used it herself. So I'd imagine that'll play a part as well, wouldn't it?
The problem, because that CCW is in her name, not his.
Yeah, exactly.
And as far as the text, people, you got to understand that text, they can get it from the cell phone towers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was this, and that, and he saw what happened through the window and this, and that. I saw where the car was parked and where she was walking, and it didn't make sense to me. And it didn't make sense to her that if you pulled out a phone and text your son to go get a firearm, how come you didn't go text or use the phone to call the police? That didn't make any sense. Then again, and then on top of that, if y'all don't know, I used to help a friend of mine's out in Farmington, New Mexico. She's one of like the very few females, probably in the United States, that owns a gun shop. I mean, this woman is extremely knowledgeable in firearms. She makes the men look stupid. And this woman, let me tell you, she had a female employee. This female employee said, "Pat me down. Go find my firearm." She let me pat her down. I couldn't find a firearm. She pulled it out her left breast, out of her bra, in a holster. Boom. This was like a 3.5-inch semi-automatic pistol in a holster, out her bra. There are ways there are clothing out there that women can get that you can hide your firearm depending on the size of your firearm. So when you're a CCW holder, you got various options. There's purses that has certain slits you can keep your gun in. There's bras, there's shirts, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I have stuff here, which I'm not going to show you because I don't want to run the risk of you getting a strike or nothing, but I double checked. It's not a problem. But if you want me to show you the holsters I have, I'll show it. If you don't, that's fine. But I already checked with YouTube. It's fine, but that's up to you, Rome. If I'll show you my holsters. But there's various holsters you can have that you can wear. I wear with summer clothes. I wear with winter clothes that you can hide your weapons. And for someone who's a CCW holder and you're going in a bad neighborhood at night to eat gut food, hot dogs, man, come on. 11:30 at night, you can't boil Franks at home? Gut food. Seriously. And you live in the suburbs, you couldn't call Uber Eats or DoorDash or something like that to go get food?
Right.
But like I said, there's ways and that's what we were trying to say this on TikTok, but women were like, oh, so you condone it when and this is the funny thing about it. Here's the whole icing on the cake. Ain't these the dudes they wanted and they called the passport bros lame?
I mean, hey, the guy did have 2 daughters, so as much as they want to sit over here and complain about him and say that he's a monster and he's this, and I'm like, yeah, but somebody was screwing.
They're the one that giving it up. These are the ones that give it up for free, but we got to make 6 figures just to take them out on a date. You know, this don't make sense. It don't. And then they get mad at us and we're telling them, this is what you do. We got called cowards. We got called scared and all these other stuff. Even some of the guys, the son husbands and simps and stuff started jumping in. They was jumping in on Moses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
See, and that was one of the reasons why I was so hesitant to even respond to this situation, because I know, because like when I originally responded to it, it was somebody that said to do a part 2, and that's what kind of brought me to doing this live. And then when I saw this clip from Crimson Cure, and I was just kind of like, okay, you know what? Yeah, it's you know what? At this point, I really don't give a damn what you call me, because at the end of the day, my concern was more about the son than anybody else that was involved in this situation. Because at the end of the day, that's who I'm concerned for, because now he's the one that's going to have his head on the swivel, and he's not even a grown man yet. I'm like, hell, he probably just started high school, if that. Like this man, like you got your whole life in front of you, man, and it's gonna be forever changed because of this. You know what I mean? And hopefully, yeah, I mean, and like I said, man, he's gonna have his head on the swivel for the rest of his life. And who wants to live like that? And all because your mom could have avoided this whole situation if she would have just got her food and shut the fuck up.
And nobody's talking about this thing, PTSD.
Exactly.
No one's talking about that. That's something that, look at our combat vets, man. Taking a life, that changes people. We don't know what this kid's going to go through. And I'm very concerned about this kid. And she's sitting over here and going on a media tour, all in freaking social media and stuff like that. And I'm like this, we're telling her, yo, you need to pack. You need to pack your bags right now and get out of Dodge. Because the gangs are looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
There is a price on your head right now. You need to leave. You don't have the luxury of staying in that area. You need to get out of here. You need to get out the state.
Mm-hmm. Real. Masculine. Damn, I ain't seen you in a minute, Masculine Frame. Said, what to do wrong? Don't forget to get your passports, gentlemen. It's going to get worse.
True. Masculine Frame is absolutely correct.
Man, it's like just when you think it ain't gonna get worse, man, you got stuff like this happening. And women are over here. And that's what really pisses me off the most, is because when you're trying to explain to them our concern about the son, all they care about is, well, he did what he was supposed to do. Yeah, but we're concerned about the aftermath. Nobody is saying that you shouldn't defend your mother, but pay attention to the details of what happened after the initial altercation.
The way she acted, as far as trying to get the gun and try to shoot other people, and she shouldn't have a gun.
Exactly.
She's not emotionally intelligent enough to have that. She's not. She really isn't, and she's dangerous. When you have that firearm, there's a lot of things you have to think about, because you gotta, take out the objective, and that's it. You can't go on this little spree of popping people just because the other people around them were not a threat. And even when he initially got shot in the back and he left the scene, the imminent threat was over. What she ordered her son to do, That was a no-go.
Oh yeah, not to mention they flee the scene, which is a crime in itself.
Well, I can understand to a certain extent fleeing the scene, but they should have called law enforcement immediately after that and stated,
Yeah.
I'm here at this location. This what happened. Could you please send an officer?
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
and the charges still got dropped, and now y'all over here trying to sue. Okay.
That was a really bad move with them doing that. And now pretty much she did that because she knew city ain't gonna fight it. They're not gonna fight it. They're just gonna be like, just cut her a check and let her disappear. That's what happens. I'm serious. That's what happens in law enforcement. Because they're gonna look at it and it's like, is it worth fighting? Some things they will fight. But you see, the thing about it is, here's what's gonna happen. If they fight it, you're gonna see the other side make motions. And there's gonna be motions and motions and motions, and it's gonna delay it and delay it and delay it. And it's gonna be more money involved in it, more money involved in it. That's why they say, you know what, pay her and just get it over with. And plus that prosecutor, a lot of these prosecutors is sitting over there, these elected officials, we don't trust. A lot of them. Because they're doing their job properly, and these new laws they're coming out with is only supporting criminals and not supporting the victims and not supporting the people. And it's making y'all unsafe. But yet, y'all still want to put these people in office. And it's because of the skin color.
Yeah, because that's been brought to my attention as well. Because there's been a lot of people that said that if this was a white person that got unalived, they probably would have approached it a lot differently. I mean, I don't know what you think about that, but
well, that would have been that could have been something different, you know. It's just, I put it to you like this, you know, even though our state went blue, we still hold our standards up. We don't tolerate that crap. We're not going to tolerate. It's like we take our gun laws serious, and everybody follows it seriously. If you screw up, you're gonna be, your tail's gonna be hauled to the fire. And that's something you guys got to understand about when you're a CCW holder. You better have that correct, I hate to use the word, emotional intelligence to carry that gun. And obviously she didn't. And a lot of these women sitting there saying, oh, he could have knocked her out and she would have been, you know, in a coma. Let me tell you something. The hardest part of the body is the skull. Look what type of damage she had from those blows. Not a lot. Not a lot. Very little. And that's why she got off, because it was like seriously bodily harm. She wasn't getting seriously bodily harm. Seriously bodily harm is basically dismemberment type injuries. You're not going to get it from these. You're not. So that's the whole thing. And the women still don't get it. And we're trying to explain to them. And this whole gender war thing, I don't know. Well, I got my idea of what started it. And I can say what I want to say, but I don't want to say it. But I'm just going to tell everybody, I point my finger at BLM. The leadership of BLM. They was the one that started it. And I can go further down who influenced them to do it. Because they decided to take our women and go down a certain political ideology. And I had my briefings on that ideology when I lived in Israel. And we're not talking Republican and Democrat neither. Because a lot of sisters are going this route. And they're bringing y'all back to a plantation y'all don't want to go. If you don't believe me, you better talk to the Russian Jews that left out of Russia. Already have my briefing on that. That's why they act in the way they act.
Now, let me ask you this about BLM in particular, man. I'm like, do you think BLM was a scam? Because I know Candace Owens been exposed. Seems like she's been trying to expose that for the last year or two.
Yeah. BLM was a scam. Big time. I know a lot of people don't like to hear it, and a lot of people think, oh, you just this, and that. But yeah, it was a big time scam.
Yeah, because they raised millions and
who shared those millions? That inner circle. That inner circle served it. That's it. And their friends. I'm telling y'all, we need to change course and fix a lot of things in this country if we're going to get everything back together. But until then, passports up. Seriously. Guys, you're going to have to get your passports up. And I see you guys talking about Duolingo. I don't know what y'all going to do. Y'all better learn that language, whatever language, whatever country y'all choose. Choose a country, learn the language, get fluent, and go. Because y'all going to need to change this. Until this is changed and changed for good, back to the way it is, y'all going to need to go. Kid you not. Because that argument, because the way they were arguing, it just nothing went through their heads. And I'm sorry. This is something, our sisters keep doing, is their mouth, their attitude, and their egos. It does not stop. Like going overseas. And I know it's not a big thing. It was maybe once or twice, but going overseas and surveilling us. Why? Going in our lives in chats. Why? It makes no sense. If you don't care about these dudes, so what? This incident. Oh, she wasn't being aggressive. Doesn't matter if she was aggressive. What came out of her mouth was the issue. All you had to do was just end it, just ignore it. If you see the dude getting aggressive, why are you texting your son to go get your gat? That doesn't make any sense. You should be like, okay, this is a situation I don't want to be. I don't need my junior to go getting a gap because does he know how to use it properly? Does he? And here's another thing no one's talking about. Suppose someone was in there, like his girlfriend was there. Suppose she just up and just snatched it out of his hand. Does he know about weapon retention?
I'm like, well, shit. Well, for all you know, what if one of them were carrying?
Thank you. Does he know how the difference between concealment and cover? Now we're getting into tactics. That's another thing about, carrying a concealed weapon. How often does this woman train in various things? See, y'all go to a building with a shooting range, downrange, and y'all pop caps, and that's it. No, there's tactics involved. Like out here in Arizona, because we have the desert environment, it's constantly warm. Right now, we're dealing with hot weather. We got outdoor ranges. We practice it. We do that stuff that, Keanu Reeves trained for John Wick movies and stuff, the 3-gun stuff. You ever see those videos? We do that type of stuff, that type of training, those tactical type of trainings out here. I don't get to do that stuff. Well, yeah, certain cities you may be able to do that stuff, but does she does that stuff? No.
Exactly.
Because that's a whole different shoot, move, and go to cover and stuff like that. She don't do that stuff. Knowing how, shooting under fire and stuff like that, she, that's a whole different ball game. There's a lot of mistakes, and we try to tell these women, these are the mistakes that she made. So, it's not a bad thing to leave a situation and avoid a situation and things like that, There's nothing wrong with that. She could have just left to grab the kid, left, just sit in the car, wait till he got his food and left, and then come back and grab her food, and that would have been it. No one would have gotten, hurt or anything. All got in the car, just made a phone call, called the police, say, hey, this is what happened. He may have had a warrant, and then boom, he would have went off to jail for something, and then she would have gotten her food. That would have been it. No shots fired or anything. End of story. But right now, pretty much they marked. Now they're to pray. And instead of sitting around here worried about a lawsuit and stuff like that, they better find a place where they can go.
Mm-hmm. For real. Fast.
No, they need to do that like now. This is seriously, because I'm actually scared for them.
Yeah, me too. Like that's one of the reasons why I'm so upset about it, man. Because it's like, and you can't tell these women nothing without them thinking that you're taking up for the guy that got unalived. And it's like, no, it's not about that. It's about the fact that now you put a target on your back when you actually had a chance to avoid the situation. You had a chance to avoid the situation just as much as he did.
Should he, for something like this, he didn't deserve it, but the situation dictated the kid used what he had to use to defend his mom. Can I fault him for using what he had to use to defend his mom? No. In reality, he used what tools, Realistically, I can tell you, if he's a kid that watches the UFC, everybody knows how to do a takedown in the UFC. Ain't that hard. But I can understand him. He's a good kid. He's an honor student. It seems like he don't get in trouble and stuff. So you know, I can understand him not engaging in that type of manner, but he did what he had to do. But I think a lot of this, mom should have used better judgment and just got out the scene instead of instructing. Because what was the whole thing with the firearms going to do? What are you going to do? Wave it up there? It almost sounds like you're not defending yourself. You're being an aggressor by ordering him to get the weapon instead of just removing yourself and getting out of there. You calling to get the, it just doesn't make sense. And then you have to justify using deadly physical force. When I read those statutes, you know, you have to use, no way, I didn't read that. Let me read this for you. The use of force in defense of a person. A person is justified in the use of force against another when and to use the extent that he reasonably believed that such conduct is necessary to defend himself or another against such other imminent use of unlawful force. However, he is justified in the use of force which is intended or likely to cause unalive or great bodily harm only if he reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent unalive or great bodily harm to himself or another, or the commission of a forcible felony. That's when you use the use of force. But here's the thing. He used deadly physical force. That's a difference. That's when things gets crazy. Use of force, I can pick up a broomstick, a chair, a bat, a pipe. You know, there's different levels of force. Pepper spray, things like that. But now you escalate it up to the highest, which is deadly physical force. Again, someone who's using, what do they call it in law enforcement? Physical force. You know, you went, this level is physical force, this is deadly force. And in between, you have different levels of force. You know, it's weird. So, I don't know, man. But I'm just going to say this whole, she can possibly be charged again, but her coming out with this lawsuit was stupid.
Yeah, it really is so stupid.
It's stupid, but I think she got some legal advice and said, yeah, you can still get paid because they're going to probably even, you may not get the $4 million, but you'll get a paycheck out of this. Yeah. Even if they don't charge her for second degree or something, they'll give her a paycheck. Matter of fact, they may even just derail the charging her again because they're going to see like, well, if they charge her again, then they're going to say this was malicious because of the civil case. So that's why she probably jumped the gun just to derail the criminal charges by suing her, by saying, hey, we filed a lawsuit just to derail the investigation. A lot of possibilities.
Yeah, because it's been a lot being said going around that they might try to recharge her. So
yeah, so let's beat them to the punch soon. Now it's like, okay, now she screwed us because if we recharge her now it's gonna look malicious that, hey, they're recharging me because I filed this lawsuit. Now that's not gonna happen. So guess what? She just screwed over the state, and now she's going to get a paycheck from it. Guess who just got screwed? The state.
I was gonna say I was gonna answer Mr. Guap's question because I think he came in late. Now she's suing him for, let's see, was it malicious arrest? What were the other counts?
Malicious arrest, inflicting emotional distress,
Yeah.
and
Can't remember the other one. Some other BS.
yeah. False arrests. I don't know, but like I said, she basically got herself out of possibly getting charged again. Gotta give it to her. She was smart, but at the same time, karma's gonna come to her as far as the gangs, because the gangs looking for her.
Yeah, and putting your face already been out there everywhere for everybody to see, and then you turn around and do a press conference. Because what makes it so suspect to me is when her attorney said, we asked that you give her space and all this because she literally just got released from prison yesterday afternoon, and y'all already decided to make this decision. That's awfully quick.
Yeah, because they said they released her because they didn't meet the which I thought was weird because they usually stack up charges. Murder first degree unaliving, second degree unaliving, third degree unaliving. They usually stack those stuff so that way if one don't make it, the other ones will. They only just did first degree unaliving, which was weird.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. Yeah, because I thought at best a second or third degree would probably stick.
Yeah, but they didn't do it. That was weird. But like I said, a lot of politics going on in Chicago is extremely corrupt and toxic.
It's crazy, bro.
So that's my viewpoint on what's going on. Like I said, I've seen this going on in my career in law enforcement. I think right now that guys, after hearing what I've been seeing, some of the stuff that they put on in TikTok, it's just time just to pack up and go. It's at this stage right now. It's point of no return. Because if she played it, because I'm starting to think this is a scam, and she pulled that scam out, dude, it's bouncing time, dude. Because she just basically got away with unaliving.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because at this, and like I said, I'm not fond of the prosecutor over there because I'm not even fond of the legal system in that state at all. I met a lot of people from Chicago that's in the Phoenix area right now. They said they're glad to get out of that city.
Yeah, I got a cousin. I mean, he's from Cincinnati, but he's been staying in Chicago for about a good, I want to say maybe like 15, 20 years now. I don't know what the hell makes him still want to stay there. Like, I'm like, bro, I don't know why you care for Chicago so much. I think he's just a big city person because, Cincinnati ain't that big, but it's big enough, man. And don't get me wrong, man. Cincinnati, I'm like, Like, I'll be honest with you guys. Cincinnati ain't a whole lot safer than Chicago, because I think Cincinnati at one point was like top 10, top 15, top 20 cities with high crime rates. But good Lord, bro.
Yeah. That's just the reality and stuff. And, you know, it's just, one good thing I've saw some of the lives and in TikTok, some of the black women understood where we were coming from, but there was a lot, especially the trolls.
Mhm.
A lot of them were just like butthurt, and they just, and that just turned me off, because it was a serious discussion. I think we need to talk about it, and this is so much animosity and hatred, and I just want the ladies to know, we don't hate you. It's just the behavior you have. It's, you know, I don't know what are you ladies are doing and what are you ladies are thinking of, but this toxic behavior you ladies are demonstrating is destroying this community.
I'll be the one to say it, because I've said it before, and I really don't give a damn how they feel. And I've been using this term a lot lately: plausible deniability. They want to have the leverage to be able to talk to men any kind of way with no kind of repercussions for it. Because if that was a woman that she was having that verbal altercation with, I'm like, we wouldn't even be having this discussion right now.
No, it'd be a fight.
It would just be a flat out fight.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's what I think it is, man. And that's why I've been making videos lately of these women trying to go overseas and do the same thing we do, because those men are not going to put up with this, and y'all are not protected by their laws the same way y'all are in the States. Like that. That's why I put that video up of Austin Holloman interviewing that young man. And that young man was saying, yeah, there's American black women coming over here and they getting hands put on them, and they don't know what to do, because they're so used to the system. What they like to call zaddy government. They're so used to being protected by the government, and they don't have that same protection from the government in these other countries. I'm like, and maybe that might be a part of the reason. Well, I don't think that's the only reason why, but I think that might play a little bit of factor in why you don't see women in these other countries disrespecting their men the same way we get disrespected in the West. I'm like, part of the reason why y'all do that is because y'all I'm gonna just say it, because y'all abuse the power to do so. You give any kind of leverage or power to these women, and they abuse it. Which is why I say they can't be leaders, because y'all don't know how to use y'all authority without abusing it. And then on top of that, y'all don't want the accountability that comes with it. And which is why you see so many women celebrating this like it's some kind of damn victory. No, it's not a victory, because now her and her son have a target on their back.
Which is what we was telling y'all, because we knew these are the things we know that can potentially happen. We know the environment in Chicago, a lot of gang violence. Okay, we have to, it's like this. If this dude was to harm one of my female family members, it's on. I don't care if he's a member of a gang or not. We go on to war. That's something we go to war with. And I would actually be hunting them. That's a whole different story. But if it's something like the restaurant thing, that's something like you should have gotten out of that situation instead of arguing with them. Remove yourself from the situation. That's different, because that's a safety thing. You don't need to engage with these dudes. Remove yourself from the situation, call the police and get the cops involved and file a report. They're going to get all that information and we'll take it from there. At least we have that documented somewhere. These dudes are going to be on file. We'll have that information, and whatever's whatever. Get, protection orders and all this other stuff. Okay? Simple. There's nothing cowardice about doing stuff like that. But see, they want to edge you on and say a real man would have done this, and that. No, that's what a real man do. We don't go and start using these shaming. See, that's what they do. They use these shaming language, just like the Will Smith incident. Chris Rock said a joke. Will's laughing. Jada must have said something. Then Will came up there and smacked him. Okay. That's what women do. They edge, they just, when things don't go their way, they just use that shaming language to make that man feel like, he's nothing. We know how to deal with things because we know what the potential outcomes comes from, and we make those decisions so we don't have to deal with that. Because you can't fight all these guys by yourself. That's a lot of bullets flying your way, and there's a lot of people you have to look around to see where these bullets are coming from. And that's a lot of people you have to protect.
And the sad part about this, I want to know, I'm like, to these women that feel so strongly about it, why didn't they have that same energy for that guy that got unalived from that woman that set him up, that happened recently? Was his name Travis something? You know what I'm talking about?
You mean the athlete?
I'm not sure if he was an athlete or not, but they said like she was trying to hide all the evidence and delete text messages, but she had set this man up and she sent people after him. Like they didn't have this, they didn't have the same energy for him. So I found that a bit weird.
Yeah.
Y'all was pretty quiet about that, but then this happens and y'all in an uproar.
Yeah, we're not condoning this man's actions. He should not put his hands on a woman.
Exactly.
And we've been saying that, but it's just like it's going on deaf ears. And what we're saying is that, yeah, he shouldn't have, but at the same time, remove yourself from a situation.
Exactly.
And some of the comments I've gotten was like, well, he ain't my daddy. Well, I'm a grown woman. I go do whatever I want.
Exactly.
Well, that's the attitude we're talking about.
Exactly.
That's the mouth we're talking about. You sitting over here with that attitude and that ego still popping off at the mouth, and that's what's getting you in those situations, and you're making it worse for yourself. And that's when you get hurt.
Exactly. Because because if she was trying to remove herself from the situation and let's say this guy followed her outside,
that's a difference.
And continued to get physical with her, you have women would have a more compelling argument. But when you literally have a chance to remove yourself from the situation, like you said, and you're antagonizing the situation, then y'all wonder why men that are in the area that are strangers don't want to come to your aid. That's exactly why. That's exactly why. Because all those people that witnessed what happened, more than likely they saw that she was antagonizing the situation. Therefore, that's why it's like, why am I going to put my physical being, why am I going to put myself in harm's way for a stranger that's starting the altercation in the first place? Simply just because she's the weaker sex. She knows she's the weaker sex, but she's over here antagonizing the situation as if like she's not aware of that. Like it logically, it just doesn't make any damn sense. But women don't want to see it that way because, like I said, they want that plausible deniability. They don't want to be held accountable for anything, even in a situation that you could have avoided your damn self.
Exactly.
And everybody would have walked home alive. Why you over here trying to act like you care so much that this man died? But according to you, and according to what was presented, you ordered your son to continue to go after that man. So, like, how sorry are you really?
And look what precedent you ladies have created now. Now guys don't want to defend women at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now someone's gonna get hurt. And there's some of us, like in this thing, we carry. We actually carry. Now, if it's a mass shooting situation, yeah, I'm breaking out lead. I'm throwing some serious lead down range because that's a group of people I'm gonna protect. Yeah, I'm lighting up Walmart, something like that. Okay. Let someone come over here and start a mass shooting. I'm lighting up Walmart or wherever this thing's going down. That dude's going down. Lady dealing with a hostile situation, so my dude, not so much. I'm being honest with you. Because I don't know what I'm gonna get myself into.
Exactly.
And then me coming off big black dude with a firearm, come on. The optics on that man.
They don't look good at all.
Even with me being a CCW holder, man. Optics don't look good. And they're going to flip the story around. Well, a lot of people will just keep to themselves, mind their business.
Facts. It's just a sad situation, man. I'm just really disappointed in our women, man, because it's like, see, then this just goes to show you they really don't want any leadership. They just want men to enable their bad behavior and protect them and fix them when things go awry. That's pretty much what I see.
And the men are just as bad because some of these men, these simps and stuff like that, they just don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've seen some men over here saying, "Man, that's my mama, man." I'm like, all right. Hey, I'm not gonna sit over here and say I wouldn't defend my mom either, but I'm like, I damn sure would have told my mom, like, or kind of like that clip that I played of the guy that trains people. He said, why come the son couldn't have did this and said, hey, enough of that, mom. Come on, let's go. Not today, sir. Like, why come he couldn't do that? But I don't know, man. It's so many different scenarios that you can present where everybody would have went home alive with their food, but it's like once, like always, man, 100% of the blame is always put on the man. It's like, that's why I find it so ridiculous that women, y'all want to hold men accountable for everything, but y'all don't want them to be in control of anything.
Exactly.
The stupidest shit ever.
But it is what it is, and like I said, it sounds like she's just gonna get off.
Yeah,
and that's just my perspective. I don't know what's gonna actually happen, but from my experience of what I've seen in my career in law enforcement, this is a probability, and this is something that no one sees, that, cities don't want to fight cases. They'll just rather settle. They'll sit down with attorneys and they'll settle as far as them putting the case out there and I don't see that happening after she just dropped that bombshell. She's definitely off now. Only thing I can say right now is they're gonna probably, the only thing that bad that's gonna happen is they're gonna probably revoke their CCW. She ain't gonna carry. That's probably the only negative thing that's gonna happen.
Like, yeah, now neither one of them gonna have any protection.
They ain't gonna have no protection.
Man,
that's about the only thing I can see. But that's just that happens quite a bit in government. So, well, like I said, this is not good either way, and they better hurry up and cut that check so she can get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah,
you better get out of Dodge now. Just don't even wait. Just get out of Dodge now.
Yeah, for real.
So that's my viewpoint.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and let you. We'll go ahead and shut it down. Man, make sure y'all subscribe to Global Passport Crow's channel. Appreciate the super chats, everybody's support. Appreciate you guys coming in to. And if y'all didn't like today's conversation, man, y'all probably ain't gonna like tomorrow's conversation either. Good God. Oh man. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's more.
Guys, I just wanted to bring my experience in law enforcement onto this thing, because in my experience with firearms and stuff, because I want you guys to get that perspective on it, because a lot of people don't know about the whole CCW thing and the whole legal aspect of what can possibly happen, because these are things a lot of people don't understand and what could happen. And now you hear from me, this is a possibility. So
yeah,
we'll just see how it plays out. Hopefully I'm wrong. If I am, good. If not, then it is what it is. But guys, protect yourself, man. Just get your passports. Just get your passports and get out. Learn your language, get your passports, and just go about your business, man. That's the best thing I can say.
For real. Man, all right, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, man. Appreciate everybody showing up, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channels. Oh man. Until next time, you guys, deuces. Y'all know how we ride out.
What?